Can't believe it's time to talk about Fantasy Fest. It will be here before you know it, and that means that AIDS Help is getting ready for their most important fundraiser of the year, the Royal Campaign for King and Queen of Fantasy Fest 2015. Every penny raised during this 2-month campaign fills a growing need at AIDS Help. We're going to give you all the details on the Royal Campaign this morning. Scott, it is a pleasure to have you on the show. It is definitely your busiest time of the year right now. Are you ready for it?
Yes, we are ready. Ready as we always are this time of year. The kickoff for the King and Queen campaign starts August 28th at the southernmost house. So we're really looking forward to it.
Great. And tell me a little bit about the candidates that you have running this year, Scott.
We have 4 candidates this year. We have a true competition. We have 2 queens and 2 kings. They are each running on a platform of awareness. One of the candidates is running from the standpoint of a parent. She has a son who is gay, is not HIV positive, but I can remember when I first told my mother 30 years ago that I was gay, that she immediately thought I had AIDS. Of course, we've come a long way in 30 years. I really like her message that she's coming at this campaign as a parent on how to talk to your children. We have another candidate who is running on the campaign of the friends that she has lost to HIV/AIDS, as well as the people that she knows with HIV, the difficulty and stigma of telling your partner or your family that, yes, I'm HIV positive. It's nice that we have equality in gay marriage in all 50 states, but it's still difficult to actually tell a family member or a friend that they are HIV positive, or even say the word AIDS. On our King side, we have 2 candidates as well. One candidate is currently on PrEP.
What exactly is PrEP, Scott?
PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylactics. It is a prescribed prevention, which is using the drug Truvada, which is normally given to people that are HIV positive to combat HIV. But studies have shown that HIV negative members of the community that can be prescribed PrEP, along with condom use. We always want to promote condom use because regardless of prescribed prevention of PrEP and Truvada being used to combat the infection of AIDS, it's been shown that if you're on PrEP and you're HIV negative, the chances of getting HIV/AIDS is very minuscule. It's a way to fight the spread of HIV or the contamination or being infected by HIV. However, a pill does not stop STIs, so we always promote any type of prescribed prevention with the use of a condom in order to prevent STIs. It's kind of similar to when the pill first came out for women for birth control. Yes, we saw a huge drop in teen pregnancy, but we saw a spike in sexually transmitted diseases. So even though the PrEP may be considered controversial in some form, we want to get the information out there as a choice for any sexually active person to have all the information available to them on how to protect themselves. Not inclusive of a condom, but inclusive of something like PrEP, which is prescribed prevention. So we have one of the King candidates who is actually on PrEP. He is going to talk about the reason why he chose to go on PrEP. So it's a really good way to get the message out there on the conversation of awareness of what is available for prevention. Then we have another candidate who is well known. He's a true entertainer. He works late night in the bar scene, so he sees our younger generation and the disconnect that the face of HIV is not what it was 30 years ago. And the longer that our younger generation has no memory of what AIDS looked like 30 years ago, the more complacent we'll become in our conversations about sex. And so his message is to revive or generate that conversation within our younger generation community to say, hey, look, we still don't have a cure and we still don't have a vaccine. Certainly PrEP is the closest thing that we have in order as prescribed prevention on spreading HIV, but there's still not a cure. So his message is really going to be centered around how do you have that conversation about safe sex, HIV, and condom use. So we have this year a true message that is different amongst all 4 candidates that we feel hits the majority of most all demographics, to really talk about sex in a good way, sex in a natural way, but sex with responsibility, sex with the consequences that could lead to whether it be HIV or STIs or other sexually transmitted problems such as even hepatitis C or B. All of the funds raised from the campaign are going toward continuing education of awareness, HIV, PrEP, STIs. The agency, because we're small, has lost a tremendous amount of funding for educating our community. So we have earmarked the funds from this campaign, that the message that will be out there on education. Of course, the money is important, to fund education programs, but more critically important, whether the conversation generates $1 or not, it generates conversation.
Absolutely, and that is what's the most important thing, because you will get awareness out during this campaign along with raising funding.
Whether it generates an actual contribution, it does generate awareness that could actually save someone's life. So October 23rd is the actual date of coronation, so they will be, but the kickoff is August 28th at the Southernmost Hotel. So it will be a very busy time for the agency.
Absolutely.
But we're very excited about these 4 candidates, and of course I always say that the crown and the sash is something you wear in the parade. Everyone's a winner here.
Wonderful. Well, Scott, thank you so much for coming on and talking about the candidates. I look forward to also bringing them on the show and talking with all the Queen and King candidates.
Thank you so much, Jenna.
Thank you, Scott.